Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a journal cover from a gift bag with the handles. I don't know why, but I think it's a really cool idea to have handles on your journal so you can actually carry it around. So this is my prototype that I made. I just wanted to make sure that I made it decently, and it's not reinforced or anything like I'm going to show you with this one, but I just wanted to make sure that I got it right. So all you need is a gift bag with handles. Well, I guess you don't need handles if you don't want to, but the purpose of this video for me is to show you how to make one with handles. And you'll need scissors and some chipboard if you want to reinforce the cover and the spine, and some glue. I'm just using a piece of a box that I cut up, so that's all that I'm using. So the first thing that you want to do is you're going to want to cut your bag on the sides, both sides, where that crease is, right on that crease, and do the same to the bottom. So cut that in the center. So basically you're gonna have two pieces of bag. So I'll show you. Just cut it as close to that crease as you can get. It's not gonna matter too much if it's off a little bit. It's not gonna matter at all, really. So just cut the bottom now. And then I'll get the other side, so that way it's easier to cut the rest of the bottom. Okay. Perfect. So now I have two halves of my bag. Now what you're going to want to do is, if you don't want your journal this long, like this is a pretty long journal, I'm going to cut mine, and then I'm going to take the piece that I cut and glue it to this bag. That's what I did with this. See if you can see this line right here, this crease. This bag used to be longer, but I cut it and then I glued it down, so that way this is more of a normal journal size. And this one, I think I'm going to make more like a square, I guess. It'll be more like a square. So I think I'm going to, well, to get an exact size, this would be the spine right here. So I'll cut it probably like right here. Yeah, I'll cut it right here. Okay. So just cut it right here. Make sure you get through that layer on the bottom as well. You want to get through both layers. So now you have this. And sorry that my cat is meowing outside. She wants to come in, but I'm not going to let her come in. And then, oh yeah, fold this over. And make sure I cut this the same size. And if it's not exactly the same, that's okay. We can fix that later. But okay. So now you have this and this, and what you're going to want to do right now is glue it. So you'll line it up at the top like this, and then you'll glue this part right here. We're not going to glue, oh yeah, you can glue, yeah, never mind. You can glue the flaps down as well. So I'm going to take my glue, and I'm going to put I'm gonna put it on the middle part first, not the sides yet. We'll worry about the sides second. So I'll put it on the middle part. And stick this down here. And then just make sure it's stuck down. And look at it on the other side, make sure that it's even. Okay. It's a little bit off, so I need to move it over a little. There we go. Okay. Okay, so there's one, and then now we can glue these flaps onto the other flap. Don't glue the flaps completely down yet. Just glue the little flaps onto the bigger flap. Okay, so now we have 1/2 of our journal book. Now, there's a crease here, but you can decorate this. You can decorate the cover any way you want to get rid of that crease if you don't like the way that it looks. Put a piece of washi tape over it or something. So, yeah, if you see that and you're worried about it, just cover it up. That's all you gotta do. It's your journal. You can decorate it any way you like. So, do whatever you want to do with it to get rid of that crease. And then we'll just do the same thing with the other one, the other side. Make sure we get that glued on there good. Okay. Make sure it's flush to the top, and then start sticking it down. Oops. Okay. And then we'll glue these flaps down. Now, I'm not giving exact measurements because all of our bags could be different sizes. So just glue it to, cut it and glue it to whatever size you want your journal to be. And you don't even have to do this, Deb, if you like the long journal. I didn't want a long journal, so I glued mine. Okay. So now, we are going to, yeah, okay. So now, you're going to take one of your pieces of cardboard, and you're going to want to measure it. You're going to want to measure it to a little tiny bit smaller than your journal cover, not the spine. Don't include the spine in that. Just include the journal itself. So make it a little bit smaller each way. And of course I don't, okay. Here's a pen. So I want to cut it here, and I want to cut it about here. And then you're just going to want to cut that out. And you'll need two of them, one for this side and then one for the other side. So cut two sheets out the exact same size. But before you cut your second sheet out, make sure that this first one fits. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue it down to make our journal cover a little bit more sturdy. And yeah, that's perfect. So cut another piece out that same size. For the other side. So we have one for this side, and then we have one for this side. And now just glue them down. And you can either glue them down on top of the flaps if you want, but I'm putting them inside of the flaps. That way the flaps kind of cover most of it. And then I can put a piece of decorative paper over this and you won't even know that it's there. So I'm gonna glue this down. There we go. That's good. And also what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut, I wanna cut this from this, so that way this flap is separate from my spine, because I don't wanna glue the whole thing down. I only wanna, pardon me, I only wanna glue down the flap on the cover, not the flap for the spine, not yet. So we'll get that glued down. And then the top part glued down. I'm hoping that I'm in frame for this. Let me actually double check and make sure that my camera angle is good. Yeah, we're good. So I'm gonna do the same thing with this side. Cut that flap. Okay, glue this down. And then glue my flaps down. Okay, now press it all down, make sure it all gets stuck down really nicely. Okay. Now we are going to want to glue our spine down. Also, this is a good, another thing that I want to mention. If this spine is going to be too big for your journal, like if you don't want a spine this size, then just cut it a little bit smaller, but you have to make sure that you cut it on the other side as well so that they line up. But this spine is a good size for me, so I'm just going to leave it the way that it is. And you can cut out this whole part if you want, but I'm leaving it just to add a little bit more durability to the spine. So glue that part down first on both sides. And then we'll glue the actual flap down onto the spine. There we go. So that's glued down. And if you get any extra glue coming out, just wipe it off. No big deal. You just don't want your journal sticking together. That's all. Okay, so we got that side. Do the same thing to the other side. And you might have to glue this little part down as well, the little triangle flap, if you did not cut the triangles off. Okay, perfect. So now we've got our two covers, and I'm going to make sure that I got all of the excess glue off that's coming out. Okay. And now you're going to want to flip one of them over so you can see the front cover. And then you're just going to want to glue these two together. So it's like that. Just put glue on the top side of one and glue it to the bottom side of the other. And there's the spine. And now we have the makings of a journal. See? And you can decorate the cover, you can decorate the spine. Let me make sure that this spine is correct. There. Okay. Right now my bag's a little bit flimsy because it's still wet from all the glue. But if you want to reinforce your spine even further, you can take another piece of your cardboard and cut it to the size of your spine. So I'm going to do that. Doesn't have to be perfect size, just to give it a little bit more stability. So, and then we'll cut it about right here. Perfect. And then I'm just going to glue that down. And then once it all dries, you can add in your signatures the same way you would any other journal. Decorate it any way you want. I'm just showing you how to do the cover. You know how to make a journal, so if you want to sew in your pages and what have you, decorate it any way you want. That's all on you. So now we have a little carrying journal. And this is going to need to dry for a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you will want to make your own journal with a gift bag that has handles on it. And oh yeah, I forgot, this is item number 2 on my 100 things challenge. So this is going to be my second item. The first one I made was the textured paper from the other day, and I'm going to be making more of that because it was fun and I want to make it better. So that was number 1. This is number 2, and be on the lookout for a video on number 3 coming up here soon. Alright, I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next time. Bye!